Hello friends. I have been taking time this week for spiritual renewal at our United Methodist Church camp on Shelter Island in New York called Quinipet. Some of you may know Quinipet. Maybe you've been here as a camper or worked here on staff. I've been coming here since I was a small child when my dad used to lead weeks of camp. Then I myself was a camper in my teenage years and a counselor in training. Then I was on staff. And then as an adult, I led weeks of camp with all kinds of wonderful people, youth, other adults with whom I worked. Oh, this place is just filled with precious memories. It's also where I received my call into ministry. So it's a deeply spiritual place for me, so special. Quinipet is named for the 5 big rocks that one sees on entering in the camp. Now, if I were to ask some of you, what are the 5 rocks of Quinipet? Some of you might know, but often people get it wrong, no matter how many years we've been coming here. So I'm going to give you a little tour of the 5 rocks of Quinipet. The first rock that we see when we come into the camp is, appropriately, love. Love is the basis of who we are. Love is what God created us for. God is love. Christ calls us to love God and love one another. And so it is that love is the first rock for which we strive. The second rock next to love is faith. Faith is what grounds us as Christians. Faith is what pulls us together. Faith is what helps us get through difficult and challenging times. Faith in God, faith that things will get better no matter what, faith that we are in this together. We have faith. And we have love. Now we might think that with faith and love we would have hope as our next rock, but we don't. I used to joke as a teenager that there is no hope. That of course is not true in life. There is always hope, but in the case of the 5 rocks, for whatever reason, the inscriber did not include hope, perhaps thinking that hope was already a part of all of these concepts on these rocks. What we do have here, though, is honesty. As Billy Joel said in a song, honesty is such a lonely word. Isn't that the truth? Today, honesty can be hard to find in so many areas. Perhaps that was always the case. But the internet has made it even more clear that dishonesty is the way that a lot of people function in life. We see it, dishonesty, in the media, in advertisements, saying their product will do this or that. We see it in politics. People are dishonest for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes it's because we're afraid to speak words of truth that might be hurtful to another person. Often it's because someone is looking out for their own self-interest and will say whatever it takes. That is, they will lie and not be honest. That is terribly harmful. We as Christians are called to be honest in a gentle way. That is, we are called to be honest but not hateful. We are called to be truthful. Sometimes our words might be strong when we are being honest, but we want our words to come from a place of love, love for God, love for other people. We need to be honest, and we need this next rock, which we will see. Honesty requires courage. A lot of times we are afraid to speak truth. We are afraid because of what people will say to us or about us. We are afraid that it will have ramifications in our lives that we're not ready for. We need courage. These days especially, with so many challenges, so many difficult things happening, we need courage to get through it all. The scriptures are full of words of courage. God spoke to Joshua saying, "Be strong and courageous." Jesus spoke words of courage to his followers and speaks them to us still. We can be courageous because God is with us. This next rock, the last one, might be unexpected. Humility. Often when we hear the word humility, we think of it as a negative thing. When we feel humiliated, that is not a very positive feeling. But in fact, the word humility as a Christian concept is related to the word humble. We are called, challenged to be humble before God and before one another. We're called to not think of ourselves as better than anyone else, but to recognize that we are all equal in the sight of God. We need to have humility and not be arrogant. We need to reach out in love and in faith, with honesty and courage, but also with humility as we seek to build a better world. Love, faith, honesty, courage, humility. Do these words give you something to think about? They certainly do for me. And I hope that as you go through your day, your week, that you will ponder these words and what they might mean and can mean in your life and in your faith journey. One of the things that I am always reassured by is that we do not journey alone. God is with us. I'm grateful for that, and grateful for the opportunity always to bask in God's presence, to sit with beautiful memories, and to rejoice in the connection that we all share with one another. So I wish you love and faith. I wish you honesty and courage and humility to pull it all together. May we all be blessed. Take care of yourselves, and peace.